There was an incident in Meron, Lag Baomer. We're talking about maybe approximately over 100 years ago. Over 100 years ago, in the early 1900s, before World War I, the rabbis, the rabbinical councils of all the major cities in the Galil, in the northern Israel, they decided that it's time that they did something about the problem every year in Meron by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's grave on Lag Baomer. What was the problem? The problem was that people from all over the world were coming, and because of the disorganization and the non-structured condition of the event, there was major problems of mixtures of men and women together. As is known in Jewish conduct, in laws of modesty, it is expected that men and women should be separated when davening, right? And especially when coming to such a holy place like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's grave, it's expected also that men and women should be separated. But because of so many people coming, and it wasn't structured and organized like it is today, thank God, where it's been much, much improved, the situation for the separation of men and women in Meron, Lag Baomer. So back then there were major problems of men and women passing each other, and it led to a disharmony and a discomfort in modesty, and the rabbis felt something had to be done once and for all. So all the rabbis decided to sign on a type of a cherem, excommunication, that they forbid any woman this year, I'm talking about 100 years ago, to come to Meron for Lag Baomer. And they put an emphasis on it, that it's a cherem, that where any woman who goes against it will be excommunicated from on high. In Torah law, the rabbis, a Beit Din, a rabbinical council, they have the power and ability to do a cherem, to put somebody on cherem, excommunication, which means that not just below, people have to stay away from them and not talk to them, but even, God forbid, on high, a person is, so to speak, on cherem until he fixes it up. And that means that there's no blessing coming down, there's a wall separating for him from heaven until this cherem is removed, this excommunication is removed. And the halacha goes into what a person has to do in order to fix it up. So, the rabbis made this proclamation. What was needed now was for the right people to go around and to spread the proclamation of the rabbis so people know about the problem. It's not just to put up signs on the wall. It's not enough, because not everyone had signs, and the poverty level then, they couldn't afford putting up signs even. And there wasn't access to such printing processes, etc. So then they were looking for somebody who would go around to all the synagogues and to proclaim the rabbinical court's proclamation that this year no woman would be going to Meron for Lag Baomer. So one man stood up, a Breslover, his name was Rav Yisrael Karduner, and this young, relatively young, he was in his late 30s at the time. Rav Yisrael Karduner, he went with strength from synagogue to synagogue, from place to place, and read out the proclamation that no women are going to Meron for Lag Baomer that year. The other Breslover Hasidim, when they saw him doing this, they were shocked. They said, let somebody else do it. Why are you doing this? Why are you getting involved? Why are you sticking your head in a dangerous domain? That year, women didn't come. That year, all the rabbis who signed on the proclamation, including Rav Yisrael Karduner, all passed away. Every single one of them, including Yisrael Karduner, who was the one who went out to make the proclamation, all passed away. And they said afterwards, the Breslover Hasidim, that this is an indication of the power of a woman's prayer. The rabbis had a good intention, but it can't be on the cheshbon, on the expense of refraining women from coming all together. The value of a woman's prayer, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is not just going to a regular synagogue. You're coming to an outstanding world figure, a place where miracles have happened left and right on daily basis. People have miracles to tell what happened to them after coming back from Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, amazing breakthroughs in life, etc., etc. This is not something that you stop women from coming to, especially a woman's prayer, who Rabbi Nachman and Rav Nosson stressed that a woman's prayer is very powerful because it comes from such a broken heart that it goes far exceeding even a man's prayer at many times, because of the sincerity and the brokenheartedness that a woman expresses her prayer. So the Breslovers explained that the rabbis, on one hand, they were right, but on the other hand, they were wrong, and from heaven they made this indication. And after that year, you can imagine, it was understood that women, they broke the cherem. Obviously, the other rabbis who were not involved, the next generation, if you want to say, they took off that cherem, and from then on, after that 1 year experiment, women came back to Miron for Lag Baomer, showing you again the power of a woman's prayer and should not be put lightly and taken lightly.